Hello, 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 and welcome back to Rise the Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me again for another soulful conversation and opportunity to get closer to your highest self. This episode is actually the start of a new series here on Rise. I've been loving my normal episodes that are really structured, lesson-based, and bring you as the listener a lot of value, but I really felt like I wanted to have more fun with the podcast, allow you all to see a little bit more of my personality, and really hear about how what I'm teaching applies to my own life. So I'm starting this new series called Side Notes, and we are going to just check in between normal episodes and talk about what's been coming up for me spiritually, emotionally, or in my self-growth journey. There's not going to be a huge structure. There will definitely be like topics we're going to talk about, but it'll really just be a check-in from the heart. I want to give you all a kind of behind the scenes of how I'm living and practicing everything that I teach you here on the podcast, and really understand how the concepts that I'm sharing with you can be applied in real life, and also how I'm coming to so many of these realizations. My biggest struggles and my biggest challenges are the inspiration for my episodes and all of the mindset shifts that I share with you, because I'm using those mindset shifts to change my own life. So I think this will be really helpful. You guys will get to know me a little bit better, and then also I get to have fun, which I'm excited about. Don't get me wrong, I love my structured episodes, and I love just being able to go through a topic, say here's the problem, how are we going to attack it, here's 3 things that you can take away. But I think that this is also going to be a really fun format for us to try out together. So I hope you're excited to hear some of my rambles, some of my yaps, but still get a lot of value from it and see me more as your spiritual wellness bestie. I really don't want to be too much of a teacher here. I always want to be someone that you guys can relate to, because I'm going through the exact same human experience that you are, and showing you how we can all rise together. This week's episode that I just filmed was about self-doubt, overcoming it, and turning it into self-trust. And I talk a little bit in the episode about how I was really going through it for 2 weeks, but I wanted to dive more deep into that in this episode here. So over the past couple weeks, I had so many mini breakdowns. I swear I was crying like so much. I don't know if it was because I was about to get my period or like what the deal was, but I was a wreck. It all started off with facing 2 different forms of rejection. So I faced rejection in my work life and also in my romantic life. And that's kind of what we're going to dive into. So I think we'll start out with the rejection in my work life. I had applied for a job at the company that I work at, like a promotion type thing, and didn't get it, which honestly is nothing new to me. I have been rejected from so many jobs in the past year. But something about this one, I think, just happened at the right time to really strike up this entire doubtful narrative to start spiraling in my head. I quite literally crashed out and went on this spiral of questioning everything that I believe about myself and my abilities and my dreams. So at first, when I got this rejection, I immediately went to yet another job that I didn't get. I'm never going to get a job. The job market sucks right now. The economy is terrible. I need to go do something that is guaranteed to be safe, secure, and make me an income. Y'all, I was literally about to become a nurse. I was looking up how to get an accelerated BSN. I was seeing when the next LSAT is. I was like, I'm actually just going to go back to law school. I was starting to think that the only option for myself was to go back to school to get a degree that would guarantee me a job afterwards. And I started to quite literally go all the way back to freshman year of college when I picked my major and be like, why did you do that? Why would you have picked to major in economics and sustainability? Why didn't you pick something that was more safe and secure and streamlined, and that you could guarantee that you were going to get a job out of school, instead of entering a market where your degrees are really kind of saturated and nothing new? I was going through it, y'all. If you ever have a spiral where you are going back and questioning the decisions that you've made over years, you understand it was tough. So I started off there and I was really diving in with it. And I was like, honestly, I think that I should go back to school. And I think that I should choose this more safe and stable path. And then there would be moments where I was like, but Anna, your dream is not to get a job at your company. Your dream is not to go back to school. Your dream is not to work for anyone else. Your dream is this podcast. This is what you want to do with your life. Why are you creating all of these other plans and abandoning the thing that you actually want? And I had to do a lot of little inner child work we love, a lot of shadow work, a lot of limiting beliefs work to get to the root of it. I basically dove so deep into this. I literally started to therapize myself and I was like, okay, what are you doing? You are deciding that you need to go towards what is safe, stable, and guaranteed. Why do you want to do that? What about your life and your conditioning has told you that you need to go towards the safe and stable path? And I think I just started to realize that, like, ever since childhood, not blaming it on my parents, but the way that I was raised and also society and culture has always taught us that you need to go to school, get a degree, get a job, climb the corporate ladder, and that's just what you do. You can apply that to like different fields, but that's truly what was like taught to me from a very young age. And I've always been conditioned to do things in order to receive a safe outcome. I quite literally started off college as an engineering major because I was like, engineers make money. I want to make money. And I was always conditioned to make decisions out of a necessity for guarantee of success. I never wanted to be in this like gray space of doing something that I didn't know if it was going to work out. I always wanted to go towards that like sure, safe path. And when all of this doubt was coming up, I was realizing that that conditioning and that programming was exactly what I was bringing into this present moment. I was basically saying that I shouldn't go after my dreams because my dreams aren't guaranteed. So I need to revert all of my dreams, revert everything I've done up until this point and go do something else because that seems like a more guaranteed success. And it's okay to like feel that way. And I really like gave myself a lot of grace for being like, you're just doing what you've always been taught to do and what you've always been told to, but you don't have to do that anymore. And that's a lot of what that self-trust episode was about, and a lot of the mindset shift that I've had over the past couple weeks of just believing that it's possible for me to have what I want and to stop going towards the things that I was always told to do. I feel like so often we're told to be more realistic, choose something that's more realistic, make your goals achievable. What does that even mean? What is realistic? Realistic means that maybe someone else has it so you can have it too. How many successful podcasters are there? How many people literally get paid to go on TikTok live? Like, it is not difficult to make money. It is our belief that it is difficult to make money that makes that true. And so not only was it understanding like my past programming and conditioning, it also was understanding that my beliefs are what I am going to see reflected in reality. And if I believe that I need to go towards that safe, stable, and secure path, if I believe that it's not safe to follow my dreams, I'm going to see my reality reflect that back at me. And that's going to look like not getting views on the podcast or not making any progress. I'm going to be looking for the cues that my dreams aren't achievable to tell me that I need to go revert to what I've always known. And this was like a crazy breakthrough. I can't even explain like what it was like to be realizing this all in real time. It is such a gift to have the mind that I have. And I basically just did a bunch of work around my limiting beliefs. I literally wrote them all down and tried to come up with a different belief in order to replace that. Okay, I just went and grabbed my journals because I want to share with you guys some of what I wrote. So my prompt was, what limiting beliefs do I still need to overcome? And the main one was that I need to go towards the safer and more stable path. feeling like I want to leap towards my dreams, but because I can't see evidence of it working out, that means I need to go make other plans that have guaranteed outcomes. I'm believing that it's safer to deny my dreams. I'm believing that I should choose the more practical and realistic option. I'm believing that it won't happen for me, that this market is oversaturated, that it's going to take time and hard work, that I don't know enough, that other people are better at it, that I'm not creative, that people don't care what I have to say. Now, I would highly recommend this exercise because when you really start dumping it on a page and allowing yourself to go there and really sit with the doubt, you will have so many realizations. Like, I think the tip of the iceberg was feeling like I need to go towards a more safe and stable path. And then it was like, well, why don't you think you can achieve your dreams? What narratives are you telling yourself that make these things unachievable for you? And then we get to like the root of it, of thinking that I'm not capable or I'm not good enough. And I wanted to rewrite these beliefs. Some of what I wrote was, I lose nothing by trying and believing that it will happen. I lose everything by doubting and self-sabotage. This is easy. It's happened for so many other people. It will happen for me when I stop doubting. Faith over fear, trust over doubt, 100% conviction in this future. The work is my mindset. The rest will come naturally. And I really love that I was able to do this. And I would so recommend it to you guys as well, of just being able to sit with yourself and break down those beliefs and understand where it's coming from, because we go through this world not understanding that everything we receive and everything that we see is literally a reflection of what's in here. The world is a mirror. Like, why we all experience different realities is because we all have different belief systems. And the person who has all of the things that you desire, the only difference between them and you is that they believed that they could have it. You're not believing in yourself, so therefore you can't have it. I think like I also broke down about this because I was essentially like, when I was coming up with all of these backup plans to go back to school and do whatever, I felt like I was literally abandoning my dreams and sacrificing them in order to have security. And I just had to sit with that and be like, are you really about to give up everything you've ever wanted because you feel like you need to be secure? Why can't security come from your dreams? I was having this belief that my dreams weren't a guarantee, that I was stepping into the unknown and that I didn't know what was going to happen. And I was also just like not trusting the universe to co-create with me to manifest my desires. And I think that was like some of the worst part, was thinking that not only was I like not trusting myself, but I was basically saying that God is going to tell me that I can't have what I want, and God is going to say, hey, no, you need to go become a lawyer because this podcast shit ain't meant for you. Like, that's not true. That's not true. And I wanted to just like stop this narrative of thinking that I needed to be realistic with my goals and my dreams, or that I needed to stay on a path that has always been predetermined for me, and really become so comfortable with the unknown and really understand that it is happening for me. But all of the moments that I question my ability to have these things are all of the times that I'm just like setting myself back on the path. So I basically did all of this limiting belief work, literally rewrote my beliefs. I did a bunch of affirmations of all of the new beliefs that I wanted to have. I tapped on them, and here I am 2 weeks later, feeling amazing and feeling like all I have to do is continue to show up with the belief that I will achieve these things, and then it'll come. I don't have to know the why, I don't have to know the how, and I don't have to know the when. All I have to know is that it's going to come, and trust and believe in that. I think I was so focused on not seeing results. I was so scared of failing. I was so scared of just having nothing go right that I was letting that fear hold me back. And we are no longer living in a fearful, lackful state. We are coming from abundance. We are coming from the knowing that I can have anything I desire. If I believe that I can, then I will. And that's exactly where I am today, and it feels really, really good. It was a tough 2 weeks overcoming that self-doubt, especially when faced with like those external forms of rejection. But it highlighted all of these things that I feel like I would have never known. And I think that's been a big realization for me on my spiritual journey, is that the biggest challenges and obstacles are truly the biggest teachers if you allow them to be. At first, when all of these feelings were coming up and I was having these mini breakdowns, I was like, literally, why is this happening? Like, why do I feel so emotional? Like, why is all of this stuff coming up? But it was really because I would not have gotten to the core of that belief that I'm not good enough. Otherwise, we always sit at the tip of the iceberg until something like starts crumbling, and then we're able to get to the root of it. And I'm allowing that these challenges, these emotions, these feelings and doubts to be used as guidance and used as a teacher to allow me to see what I still have to work on. There's so much in our subconscious world that we're just not aware of until we're faced with stuff like this. So as difficult as it was, I am so grateful because I just continue to like keep leveling up, and it's so amazing to see that happen in real time. And I don't want to get too deep into the rejection faced in my romantic life. I'm not ready to be that vulnerable on the podcast. But what I realized with that situation was, again, doubting my ability to have a partner that meets everything that I desire. I really found myself like clinging on to this one person because they had certain aspects in my dream partner that I was really looking for. And I started doubting my ability to have like the full 100%. I think it's really easy to get in this mindset, not only with relationships, but with different things in life, of being like, I'm scared I can't have the full 100. So I'm going to settle for 80% because I think that that's the best that I can get. And I really saw how I was doing that over and over by holding on to someone that literally does not align with me at all. And then I was faced with rejection, which felt even worse because then I was like, damn, I'm not even good enough for this person that I don't want. But again, I think it was all coming back to like being able to help me reflect upon those limiting beliefs that I still had and the areas that I still needed to grow in. So the same like lessons that I just talked about with my career also applied to my dream partner. Was like, I need to believe that it's easy for me to find someone who's going to meet everything that I desire, and that it's possible for me to have someone who fits this whole 100% of what I'm looking for, instead of continuing to settle because I'm scared that I'm not going to get everything that I want. That one was difficult as well. And I think it's difficult when we bring other people into the equation because they start to really make us question and doubt ourselves. But I sat with that one and really tried to understand, like, why was this rejection upsetting me so much? And it really was coming from that place of fear and that place of lack and doubt that I could have a partner who is everything that I want. So I was quickly able to work through that one. I feel like the career one took a little bit longer to get clear on my vision and my goals, but with just rejection in general, it has taught me so much about my belief system. I am like deep into Joe Dispenza rewiring all of the things right now, and really just seeing how everything that I'm telling myself internally, subconsciously, with the beliefs that I have is being reflected before me. And with this person that was rejecting me, it was because I believed that I couldn't have someone better. So then I was going to have to settle for them. And when I switched that to being like, no, you can have literally everything you want, and everything that you want is going to come to you. I am now in like a period of just patience and acceptance. My favorite quote throughout the whole thing is, those who are certain of the outcome can afford to wait and wait without anxiety. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm not asking God to show me proof that the things that I desire are coming to me. I'm not asking for signs. I'm not asking for, proof of progress or proof of concept. I'm really trusting that I have put that desire out there. All I have to do is align my beliefs with that every day, and I'm going to receive those things. And really rewiring your belief set is like a daily practice, and it's a daily showing up in that belief set and as that higher version of yourself every day. I think that's something that I preached on the podcast before, was like, show up as your highest self. Like, what would they do? But I think it's truly rooted in the belief system and being like, your highest self has all of the things that you desire, so they wouldn't be questioning if they could have them because they already have them. So you need to show up knowing that it's on your way to you. I've been seeing so many references that are like, when you place an order at a restaurant, you don't question if your food is going to come out to you. You don't go back and like watch the kitchen prepare your food. You trust that you placed your order and it's going to come. And the same thing is exactly what I'm doing with my desires and my goals. I have placed my order. All I have to do is believe that it's going to come, show up as that version of myself with the beliefs, and also use my talents and my gifts to the best of my ability. I have really been overcoming self-doubt the past couple of weeks. It's been a journey, but it's also been so amazing. And I just feel so blessed and grateful that I'm able to approach situations with the perspective that I have. And that's always been my main goal in starting this podcast, is to allow others to adopt some of the wisdom that I've gained and really show up in these challenging moments with a mindset and a perspective of bigger than yourself, and being able to see the clues and the hints that God is leaving for you. So I am just feeling lighter, brighter, better, all of the things. I was down in the trenches for a little bit and now we're up. It's sunny in Denver. It's beautiful again. And I'm feeling really good and feeling really clear and trusting. So thank you so much for joining me for the first episode of Side Notes. I hope that you enjoyed getting to hear a little bit about some of the things that I'm facing and how I'm putting all of what I preach into real life practice. And I will talk to you all in the next episode. So I'm sending you lots of love and light.